Hello, welcome to Raymond Castile's Basement of Horror. Today we're going to open up a gift box. This was sent to me by my friend Matt Jaycox. He's a terrific guy. He's a medical doctor. He lives with his wonderful wife and 2 daughters in the Chicago area. And he has a fantastic collection. Hopefully one day we'll be able to do an episode from his house so you can see that amazing collection and he can go through it and show you some of his favorite pieces. Besides being a fantastic doctor, a fantastic husband, a fantastic father, fantastic collector, a fantastic friend, he's also an amazing custom toy maker. He doesn't sell his toys. He makes them for his own pleasure. Most of them he holds on to and never lets them go. Once in a while he gives a toy away to a friend. So I've been lucky enough to receive a couple of his custom toys. For instance, we'll show you some pictures. He made me this amazing Mego style Coffin Joe. This is an 8-inch figure, fully articulated. And this looks like a manufactured toy, but it's a custom toy. He made this. Not only did he make the figure, but he made a box for it to go in. Even the box looks like something that could sit on a store shelf. And he sent me this cute little certificate and the plans, the blueprints he used to figure out how to make this toy. He also made a duplicate for himself. So he has one in his collection and I have one in my collection. He made a third one that was supposed to go to Coffin Joe himself. And I sent it to Brazil. And I'm not sure that it ever actually made it into Coffin Joe's hands. That's a long story, and I don't want to hurt any feelings because I know some of the people who were there in Brazil at the time who might have had this in their hand, and I don't want to suggest anyone drop the ball, but it's my understanding, I'm not sure, that it never actually made it into Coffin Joe's hands, unfortunately, and he's passed away now, so the opportunity to get one to him is gone. But that was the kind of situation where, to make that work, I really needed to be standing there and hand it to him. So unfortunately I couldn't do that. I was here in the United States, so that's sad. I wish, and I'm sure Matt feels this is also unfortunate. I wish I could have got that into his hands because I'm sure Coffin Joe would have loved it. And it's possible he got it and he just didn't realize he had it because he was like 40 Ackerman. He had this big collection of all kinds of stuff and it wasn't organized. And I'm not sure he really knew everything that he had. So it's possible that the box that it was in was sitting right there on a shelf in his house, and he might not have even known it. He might have not have realized he had it. We'll never know now. So Matt made 3. I've got 1. Matt has 1, and the third is in Brazil, Sao Paulo, somewhere. Maybe it'll turn up one day as people are going through Coffin Joe's effects. Maybe they'll say, "What's this thing?" I don't know. Another thing that Matt gave me was this amazing Glenn Strange Frankenstein. This is a 12-inch sideshow G.I. Joe style Frankenstein figure. And it looks just like Glenn Strange. It's an amazing toy, and the reason he made it was I had complained at the time that I didn't like the Sideshow official Glenn Strange Frankenstein. I was disappointed in the way it turned out. It wasn't the toy I was hoping it would be, and Matt knew exactly what kind of toy I wanted. He could read my mind. He knew exactly the kind of figure that I was hoping we would get from Sideshow. And he said, well, since Sideshow didn't do it, I guess I'll do it. And sure enough, he nailed it. He made exactly the kind of Glenn Strange Frankenstein figure that I was hoping and expecting Sideshow to make. And he gave it this fantastic box that looks like something right out of the 1960s. If Hasbro had made a series, or maybe Ideal had made a series of monster action figures, 12-inch monster action figures in the 60s, they might have come in boxes like the one Matt made for the Frankenstein. And I have it here. Doesn't it look nice with these real toy boxes or model boxes? It looks like it fits right in with them. And it's all sealed up. And I was going to open it up, but it's sealed so nicely, so professionally. It looks like a factory seal. And I just don't want to, I'll never get it back like that again. So I decided to show you the toys. And, I mean, the photos instead of the toy. And my Coffin Joe is packed up with a bunch of other Coffin Joe stuff. So that wasn't handy to break out. But if I ever do that episode from his house, I mean, he has so much stuff to show. We don't need to see those items. But maybe I'll bring those with me, and we'll look at them then, or I'll show them as the intro leading into the video in his house. And I'm a little under the weather. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm kind of, I'm not 100%. We've had a lot of ice and snow. I didn't go to work today because streets are unpassable. So we had a lot of bad weather here, and I'm starting to feel the effects of it. So, excuse me if my voice is a little, well, not quite right. So here's the box. Now, Matt didn't tell me what was in here. He said it's a surprise, and he wanted me to open it on camera. And I asked him, now, I'm not going to cry, am I? He said, no, it's not like that. Okay. But you'll like it, he said. It's definitely something you'll like, and it's multiple things. And I opened it, but I haven't looked inside. So I opened it so I wouldn't be cutting tape and stuff on camera. But I have not looked inside of this, so I don't know what's in here. So, let's see what's the best way to do this. So you will see this as I see it. Okay, so first of all, and he did say there was a method to his madness about how he packed this. Matt is very, very meticulous, as am I. He's very meticulous, and everything he does is done just so. There's nothing haphazard about anything he does. So this is, let's see here, to Ray Castile, warning, contains spoilers. Okay, there it is. Warning, contains spoilers. Well, if it contains spoilers, I guess we shouldn't open it yet, should we? So there's, how many boxes are there? There's quite a few boxes. Okay, let's take out one here. So this is a surprise. I don't know what we're going to find in here. Okay. Should I take them all out and then open them, or one at a? Or I don't. Let's take more of them out. I think that's how I'd like to do it. Oh, it's gift wrap. Now, he also said this was a late Christmas present. So you can see it's got Christmas gift wrap on it. And this has gift wrap. We have one big box in here. Come on, get out of there. Okay, I think this is the last of it. All right. Did he say there was an order to how these should be opened? Are they numbered? I don't think they are. Okay. So it doesn't turn into chaos. I think I'll need to bubble wrap. All right, I think I need to get this big one, put it away. Over there. Okay. Take these. Don't want the spoilers. I'm not sure if these gift wrap ones are of a piece with the other ones or not. We'll open these last. Because I'm assuming what we're going to see here are custom toys, but maybe not. Because that's his specialty, is making custom toys, so I would think that's what we're going to see, but maybe not. Maybe not. More gift wrap stuff. These might not be custom toys. These might be manufactured toys. Or not toys at all. I don't know. Okay, this feels like a custom toy box. Just, it's yeah, I don't know. I would be surprised if there's not a custom toy in there. And he did say something about, he did refer to some of what I'm going to receive as art. He mentioned reactions to art, so that tells me these are things he made. At least some portion of these are things he made. I don't want these little styrofoam pellets falling all over the place, because Billy will try to eat them. And Billy was around a few minutes ago, so definitely possible he could be snooping around, eat these little plastic pellets. I don't want that. These little plastic peanuts. Okay. Let's put this one in here. Okay. All right. Put that there. Let's see, since this is in a bag, there's something in here. That's just packing. Okay. I don't get gifts. I think I said that in a previous episode. I don't really get Christmas or birthday gifts. My dad will give me something, and maybe I'll give him something. That's about it. So opening gifts is an unusual situation for me. I don't do it very often. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay. Now, people watching this are probably thinking, huh, what? Because I don't really talk about this very much, but I'm a huge, somewhat fanatical fan of Jeremy Brett as Sherlock Holmes, the Granada Sherlock Holmes TV series, and Sherlock Holmes in general. Arthur Conan Doyle's stories and all the different screen versions of Sherlock over the last 100 years, but particularly Jeremy Brett. I'm a big fan of Jeremy Brett. So, we're not going to open that lid just yet. But you can see, remember I was telling you about how it's not just a toy, it's the packaging that Matt is meticulous about creating professional looking packaging, not just the toy inside the package, but the package itself. He wants it to look like something that would have been sold in a real store. And I'll talk about Mage in a moment. What is Mage? It's weird, I don't like tearing up gift wrap, even though I don't reuse it, but I don't like tearing it all up. Okay, we'll put that down there. Okay, so I'm thinking if that was Sherlock Holmes, could this be Watson? It might not be. It might throw me a curveball. Okay. Okay, it's not Watson. Now, this, again, you might be thinking, huh, what? Okay, another thing that he knows that I'm very fond of is Abbott and Costello Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Is not so much the movie as this Boris Karloff design for Mr. Hyde. This werewolf-like Mr. Hyde. I mean, I like the movie too, but the monster in the movie is something that I'm particularly fond of. I think it's because he's sort of the unsung, untapped universal monster that for some reason didn't get all the merchandising that the other monsters got in the 60s and 70s. Don Post made a mask of him, but we didn't get much else. The Aurora Mr. Hyde model kit, if you use your imagination, you might see this Mr. Hyde in that sculpt. I think it's kind of a hybrid of Frederick March and Boris Karloff and different Hydes. But it's not exactly this Hyde. So we really didn't get merchandise based on this Mr. Hyde. And it's a fantastic monster. It's a beautiful looking, scary monster, but for some reason he was sort of overlooked The Aurora kit is sort of him, but not exactly. Dawn Post had the one mask, in different versions of that mask, and that's about it until a few years ago. Diamond Select made a PVC figure based on that Mr. Hyde, and that was the first articulated figure of that character, as far as I know. So, I'm very fond of that Mr. Hyde, and Sideshow didn't even make a Mr. Hyde. They didn't make a small one. They didn't make a big one. Didn't do a little big head. Didn't do anything. Sideshow didn't make a Mr. Hyde. Nobody did. Diamond Select made one. That's about it. So I like that Mr. Hyde. Partly because there isn't anything based on him out there. So should I open these? Before I open these boxes, let's see what's in these little things. Let's just open all of them first, and then we'll go into more detail. It's like a jiggler, maybe, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Okay. No, Matt did not make this, but he knew this was, I don't think he made this, but he knew this was something I was looking for. This is a Mexican jiggler based on the Aurora Mummy model kit. So it's a Mexican rubber toy, and they took the 60s, 70s Aurora Mummy and molded him and made a jiggler off him. And I didn't know that this would be in there when I selected this model kit box. This is a sealed Aurora Mummy, but I didn't know this would be in there. I was just thinking of Matt's Frankenstein box and what would look good next to it. And this is a pretty rare item, so this is quite something to send me. And I'm assuming this is the genuine Mexican jiggler, and it's not something Matt, like a replica Matt made. But he's so talented. It's certainly possible, but he could do something like that. But this is obviously a genuine one. This is not. This is the real thing. I've never seen one up close like this. I'll have to examine this more closely later. This is the first time I'm seeing one in person this close. I think my friend Andy has one, but if I saw his, it would have been like a case or something and not really up close. So, yeah, so there's only a couple of these jigglers in this series of Mexican Aurora inspired jigglers. There's only a couple I don't have, and this was one of the ones I didn't have. But now I've got it. So thank you, Matt. I'm very happy to have this along with these, and we'll see what else is in here. But this is setting a high standard. This is something. Okay. Well, let's put you over. Let's put you in here. No, put you in there. There we go. You'll be fine right there. All right. Okay, this looks like a chocolate bar or something. Let's open this next. It's Christmas in February. I didn't really have a Christmas. I didn't have a Halloween. I didn't have a Halloween. I didn't have a birthday. Didn't have a Thanksgiving. Didn't have a Christmas. Didn't have a New Year. Didn't have Valentine's Day. I didn't really celebrate any of those holidays because my cat Billy got sick, and I was stressed out beyond belief over him. He's doing better now. He's stable. We're sorting things out as far as his health is concerned. But for a few months there, I was just a nervous wreck, and all those holidays just went on by. Whoa. So this is a paperback novelization, so to speak, of the Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes series. This is the return of Sherlock Holmes. So it's not the first season, which was the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And I'm assuming that this is a compilation of the Arthur Conan Doyle stories that were dramatized during that season. Oh, it's got a little mystery. Well, it's an Edward Gorey bookmark. A little Edward Gorey bookmark, because the Sherlock Holmes series in the United States was shown on Mystery on PBS, and they used Edward Gorey. I don't know if he actually designed that opening, if it was just based on his artwork. I'm not sure. But it was either actually by him or it was inspired by him. The opening animation was Edward Gorey style artwork, cartoon animated artwork. Well, I will look at this more closely later. And Matt collects, original volumes of the Strand magazine with the first edition printing of the Holmes stories. And let's show you I don't think I showed you the front of this, did I? So that artwork is on the poster for every season of the Jeremy Brett show. Every time they did a season, they made a poster to go with that season. It's the same artwork, except the actor who plays Watson would change, and the colors would change. But there was essentially different versions of the same poster, and the lettering would be similar on every poster. But they would change the colors, and they would change the actor playing Watson, but not Holmes. Jeremy Brett played Sherlock Holmes in every season. That never changed. So you can see the style of the thing. It's styled like the poster art. And Matt has a collection of the posters connected to the Granada series. I only have one. I have the poster for the stage production. They did a stage version of the show. It's not exactly what it was. It wasn't an Arthur Conan Doyle story. They adapted elements of different authentic Conan Doyle Holmes stories, but they put them together into this new story about Holmes and Watson, and they made a stage production with not a television production, but something you sit in the theater and watch live on stage. So I have the poster for that. I don't have the poster for any of the seasons of the TV show. Let me put that book back in here. But Matt does. Matt has. I think he has all of them. They didn't make a poster for the Hound of the Baskervilles, as he's, much to his chagrin. I think that's the only Granada presentation that didn't get a poster. Or there might have been one more that didn't get one. Okay, let me put him in here with this Put this book in there. This is an odd little shape. Okay. Like I said, I'm a bit under the weather, so it's nice to have something to look forward to give me a little joy here. Okay, this is a coffin. This, at first glance, as I was unwrapping it, I thought this was a coffin. But now, now that I have it unwrapped, I see that it's not a coffin. This is a violin case. From the side, it looks like a coffin. I think I saw this side as I was unwrapping. I thought, oh, it's a little coffin. No, it's a violin case. Oh, isn't that nice? So it's a little violin, because Sherlock Holmes plays the violin. And I don't know if this violin... I know the sideshow Phantom of the Opera has a violin. That could be where this came from. I'm not sure. If it's not, then I'm not sure where he got this. But that could be where it came from. But the Phantom of the Opera doesn't have a case, so I'm not sure. Matt might have made this case. It's very much within his powers. So it's a little violin case for Mr. Holmes. He has his little violin. I don't play the violin. I play synthesizers, and yes, I have been known, although I haven't done it lately, I have been known to sit there brooding on my synthesizers, just kind of absent-mindedly playing some dirge-like music, just like Sherlock Holmes, lost in his morbid thoughts, playing his violin. Let's see here. I'm guessing this is either a book or a movie. But I've been surprised by a couple other things, so I could be surprised by this too. This is either a book or a movie, I'm guessing. Oh, well, I don't know. Okay. All right, so they're movies, they're television shows. Okay, these are television productions that are Sherlock Holmes related. They're more about Arthur Conan Doyle, like fictionalized versions of Arthur Conan Doyle's experiences. And I know Matt's told me about these, and he said that I need to watch these. So he made sure I had no excuse. I had to watch them now. So it's about Arthur Conan Doyle, who was a physician, like Matt. And he had, I think one of his teachers at the university was one of the inspirations for Sherlock Holmes, and people have created fictionalized accounts, fictionalized stories of Doyle as a young man with this mentor, and fashioned that into a kind of real-life Sherlock Holmes, like a real-life version of Holmes and Watson, which it kind of was, though I'm sure they take a lot of liberties in these productions. But So Dr. Bell would be the, say, like, what would you call him, a teacher, a mentor? And Mr. Doyle, obviously, Arthur Conan Doyle. And you can see how they're meant to suggest Holmes and Watson, but in real life. So, okay, put this in here. We got a lot of stuff here. Did I jostle my camera? Okay. All right. Maybe I should read the contents. It's almost like something Sherlock Holmes would pick up at the scene of a crime. He'd very carefully open it. And he'd hand it to Watson. And Watson would start reading. And Holmes would listen intently. And then he'd say, stop at that part right there. That's significant. And Watson would be, I fail to see the significance in this. Oh, here comes Billy. He might jump up here. Hey, Billy. Let's put these over here so they don't get messed up. Billy's right there, so he might jump up here. But let's read this. All right. Description. I think it's plural. Descriptions of contents. I don't know how personal this gets. I'm not going to read it all. Let me read it silently first. Well, he says, please examine the box closely to make sure I don't miss any small pieces. And it's a belated birthday present and multiple missed Christmases. And Matt says he and his daughters have enjoyed Basement of Horror. Thank you very much. Aww. Oh, I did miss something. There is something I failed to notice in here. DVDs. Talking about the jiggler. And the figures. Okay, so there's one item I have failed to notice. Just like Watson, I would fail to notice something significant. There was one piece I failed to notice. Now Billy is down here. Let's see. Hey, Billy. All right. But I think everyone would like to see these figures, wouldn't they? Hey, Billy. Okay, so now this is what you want to see, I'm sure. You want to see these monster toys. Well, there's one monster toy. Wow. I want to be very careful not to damage the box, because the box is as important as the toy inside. The box is a work of art. Here's what it looks like inside. It's got some foam. Alright. Okay, Mr. Hyde. Oh, he's got a heavy cane. Okay. Well, this is something. Alright, so here is Mr. Hyde from Abbott and Costello. Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Put this over here. Nope, 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 nope. So there's Mr. Hyde. Let's get the cape out of his way so you can see. Willie's getting into trouble over there. Oh dear. Okay. Can he hold his cane? Well, yeah, more or less, I guess. I don't want to move him too much. There he is with his cane. It's a heavy cane. It must be made of metal? I don't know. And he has a stand, but, well, I don't, should I put him in the stand? Yeah, he's okay. He'll fit in there. There we go. Yeah, that works. So, yeah. Hopefully you can see him there. I can't see what you're seeing, but hopefully you're getting a good look at him. He's okay. Here's his cane. Okay. He was holding that cane pretty good for a second there. All right, I'm afraid to keep moving him around. Look, Matt builds his toys to be used. I mean, you can theoretically play with a lot of the stuff he makes. You can definitely pose them, and they stand up to some use. You know, they're not so delicate you have to just look and not touch. You can actually just hold them under there. There he's holding his cane. There we go. So that is the Abbott and Costello Mr. Hyde. And that is a toy that, well, we've never had a toy like this, a licensed official toy like this. There was an 8-inch one. It's the PVC costume, not a fabric one. But we've never had a proper... Well, we've never had a Amigo style one with a fabric costume, and we've never had a 12-inch one. So that is, again, that is a proper, real Abbott and Costello Mr. Hyde. That's not fooling around. That's how it should be done. I can hear him growling. So this Mr. Hyde doesn't talk. Let's set him over here for a moment. Okay, now let's open Mr. Holmes. Same thing, same kind of foam, but a little bit more compartmentalized here. It says remove. Okay. All right, we removed it. Oh, I see why you did that. Oh. Okay, remove. Okay. Oh, he has his little accessories. He's got a little magnifying glass, different hands, pipes, multiple pipes. Aww. Well, I like these canes. That's a very nice cane. I need a cane like that. Alright. How am I going to get this back in? Oh, there we go. Okay. I was wondering if he had a top hat. Yes, he does. Okay. Is there a front and a back on this top hat? Aww. I don't know if that's... I don't know if I've got the front and the back correct. Okay. It's very detailed. Immaculate costume. Everything's perfect. Okay, that is Jeremy Brett as Sherlock Holmes. I don't want the hat to fall off. this box over here. Okay. Let's see, how would he would hold it like this. That's how he would hold it. More or less. So there he is with his cane. He likes to point with his cane like that way. I don't know if I can get him to do that. I don't want to move the arm that much. Yeah, but I'm sure he could. Get that out of there. Let's see here. This is a nice little detail. That's the dancing men. That's a nice little accessory. Oh, he's got a pair of gloved hands. He has two different magnifying glasses. One has a clear lens and the other does not. One is much bigger than the other. And he has two pipes. Here's one pipe. Here's the other. Oh, this is so delicate. There we go. Here's this other little pipe. And here's his violin. Can we make him play this violin? I think this has got to be the sideshow violin that came with the Phantom of the Opera, but I think Matt's customized it. It looks fancier than what Sideshow. I think he's repainted it, spruced it up a bit. Can he hold his violin? That might be. Ooh, I don't know. That's probably asking a little too much. Oh, I don't want to drop it accidentally. Well, I'm afraid to move him that much to try to force it. But, you know, this is what he would look like with his. He'd be holding it up there, playing his violin. Very moodily brooding, or playing his violin. Or he'd be smoking his pipe, staring off into space. He smokes a lot of cigarettes on the show, and I don't have any cigarettes here, but he might also be like smoking a cigarette. Those are the things he does to think. He plays his violin, pipe, cigarette. If he can't solve the case doing one of those things, it can't be solved. Or he might be shooting at the wall. Oh, here comes Billy again. Let me get these little bits and pieces back in here before Billy comes back. Hello, Billy. No, no, no. Okay, he's a little curious about Mr. Hyde. Let's put Mr. Hyde over here. Don't do that, Billy. I don't want him eating this foam. It's not damaging the foam that I'm concerned about. It's this little stuff getting inside of him. That's not good. Okay. Now here he is. There's Sherlock, Mr. Holmes. Try to see if he can hold his chin, like that. Oh. Well, that's a good pose. It's not quite what I was going for, but okay, Billy wants my attention, so I'm going to pause for a minute and find that other piece that it must still be in the box. So I will pause for a moment and return. I'm back. I had to take care of Billy. He was whining. He needed some assistance. There was a door that was closed, and he wanted the door open, so I opened the door. And I found this. So there was one other piece that I missed. And I think Matt had a feeling I'd probably miss it, because it's small. But I think it's very important, so let's open it up. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Wow. So these are Egyptian scarab cufflinks. And I don't have any good cufflinks. So these will come in handy. I don't often wear shirts with French cuffs, but one of the reasons I don't is because I don't have quality cufflinks to wear on the cuff. So now I can wear these. Egyptian scarab cufflinks. And I am Egyptian, that's why he thought this would be appropriate. And if I had nice cufflinks, I'd wear French cuffs more often. So now I have these. I will put them to use. I have some Il Cheapo cufflinks that when I, for whatever reason, just have to have French cuffs if I'm going to, which isn't very often, if I'm going to something very fancy, upscale, okay. But I just hope people don't notice the cheap cufflinks. But now I will wear these very proudly, like, yes. Why, yes, I am Egyptian. That's why I'm wearing these scarab cufflinks. And I believe he said, I believe Matt said these were vintage. So he didn't just go to a store and buy these. These are these cufflinks. Where? There. Let's see here. There we go. An antique set of scarab cufflinks that he found in an old antique shop in Chicago. So these are vintage antique cufflinks. I wonder how old they are. Could they be Egyptian revival period? Could they be that old? I do like Egyptian revival. I mean, I don't wear jewelry, but if I were going to buy jewelry, it would be Egyptian revival period. And the few times that I've bought jewelry for other people, that's what I bought. So this is a good gift. And they just fell out of there. Well, that won't happen again. Now I know better. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's everything now. I'm not missing anything this time. So, I was expecting something along the lines of this. Maybe not this particularly, but something like this. I kind of thought there's a few things he knows I like. A few characters that he knows I'm very fond of. So I had a feeling it would be a custom toy based on one of those, and this is one of those characters. So I kind of had a feeling, it would be something like that. I wasn't expecting more than one thing, and I wasn't expecting Jeremy Brett as Sherlock Holmes. I wasn't expecting that. So that's very impressive. He's so dour. He is not fooling around. He is not messing with you. He's being very serious. Mr. Hyde, I think he's out to have fun. He wants to have a good time. Running around doing monster stuff. Scaring people. Causing havoc. Now, what would Sherlock Holmes make of this Mr. Hyde? I don't know what would happen with these two. I think Sherlock Holmes would be very skeptical that this creature is real. He would say monsters like this need not apply. But monsters need not apply. So that's Sherlock's cane, and here's Mr. Hyde's cane. They can dual canes. You know, I don't think Matt's ever made certainly not a 12-inch Barnabas Collins. He might have made a Migo one, I'm not sure, but not a 12-inch one. I wonder what that would be like. These canes make me wonder, you know, what a Matt Jaycox 12-inch Barnabas Collins would look like. So let me look at these boxes a little bit here. Oh, why did I do that? There's Velcro on them. Come on. Okay. All right. So. Hey, boy, what are you doing back there? So here we go. There's Jeremy. And it references Mystery, the TV show. And it's particularly... Oh, I like how he says it's not the adventures of Sherlock Holmes or the return of Sherlock Holmes or the casebook of Sherlock Holmes. It's the action figure of Sherlock Holmes. I like that. The action figure of Sherlock Holmes. 1/6 action figure of Jeremy Brett as the great detective. Made... I hope that's not giving away where he lives. Maybe I shouldn't read that. But this is a Mage toy. See that logo? Mage Toys. So most of Matt's custom toys have that logo, Mage Toys. What does this say? Underneath it has a little slogan. So fun, they're elementary. Okay. So fun, they're elementary. Manufactured by Mage Toys, a division of Matty Toy Inc., USA. So Mage Toys is... Well, let me look at Mage Toys on this too. So let's see here. Okay, so on here, once again, he's got the Mage Toys logo, but he's also got the Universal splatter logo that makes it look like maybe a 1990s, early 2000s era Universal Monsters toy. Made for Mage Toys Limited, a division of Matty Toy Inc. There's the Mage logo down there. All new. It's scarific when the funsters meet the monsters. So, Mage Toys, that is the fictional toy company that manufactures all of Matt's toys. And he's probably saying, fictional? What? No, it's not fictional. Yes, it's a fictional company that all of the toys he makes are manufactured by Mage Toys. All right, shall we? I'm not going to open this box, but let's take him up. There we go. So here's that big Glenn Strange Frankenstein. And you can see, like I was saying, it's just, I have it wrapped up so perfectly. It's like a 1960s factory sealed Aurora kit. Even though this is not an Aurora kit, this is an action figure, but it's just, I'll never get it sealed up like that again. So, but anyway, this is, there you go, this is Mage Toys. And the side looks kind of like the Marx Frankenstein robot. The Marx robot has a box with artwork very similar to this. This was inspired by the Marx robot artwork. So, fully bendable monster figure. So this is that 12-inch Glenn Strange Frankenstein that you saw earlier. And Mage, I don't know exactly what the background is on why it's called Mage. He's told me, but I don't remember exactly. I don't want to get it wrong, but he did tell me what that story was. There is a story, but Mage is this fictional toy company that makes all these wonderful items, all the custom stuff that Matt has in his collection. They weren't made by Matt. No. They were made by this mythical company called Mage. And I think he has a history of the company in his head about the ups and downs of the Mage Toys company and when it started and what kind of things it made during the 60s and 70s and so on, and how its fortunes rose and fell. So Mage is this imaginary toy company that made all these amazing toys that nobody knows about unless you go to Matt's house and look at his collection. And then you'll see an array of fabulous Mage products like you see here. Mage made a lot of great stuff, like Sherlock Holmes figures and Frankenstein figures and Mr. Hyde figures and Coffin Joe figures, all kinds of stuff. And someday, hopefully, we'll be able to visit Matt at his house and see more of his collection. Well, we haven't really seen any of his collection on this program. This is my collection now, but he has there's a whole lot more where this came from. Just all these amazing things that he made and amazing things that he collected, things that he did not make. He's got just an incredible monster toy collection, an incredible poster collection. All of his different interests, Sherlock Holmes, The Shadow, Universal Monsters, a number of other things. He's got definitive, comprehensive collections of memorabilia and merchandise related to all those things. Just fantastic stuff. Something that would be a holy grail in most collectors' collections. He might have a few of them. He's got hundreds of things. I mean, you could do a 12-hour video just looking at all of his stuff. But hopefully you'll get a chance to see it on this program one day. We'll be able to visit him and take a look around and have him give you a tour and show you all the stuff. Hopefully someday. Okay, I should wrap this up before Billy jumps up here and destroys my new toys. I wouldn't want that. But these are beautiful, amazing toys. I mean, they're exquisite, and just the love and the obsessive attention to detail that goes into that. And I appreciate obsessive attention to detail because I can identify with that. I think but Matt and I are both a bit obsessive compulsive, just a bit, and I can definitely appreciate the desire to get things just right, just exactly right, and to include just insane amounts of detail, which these things have. They have insane amounts of detail. And I'm wondering, is this cape... At first I thought this was a Sideshow Dracula cape, but if it is, it's modified. I don't think it is. I think he made this cape. I mean, if it started out as a Sideshow Dracula cape, then it's been heavily modified. I'm trying to figure out where all the different pieces came from. He's a good seamstress. He can make clothing from scratch, and I think his wife helps him with that too, I think. But he's good at doing that, and I mean, he's good at sculpting, he's good at painting, good at fabricating clothing, accessories. He's good at making molds. The whole thing. He's good at design, like graphic design. And he doesn't have to have a pre-existing poster. I've seen him create things from scratch, like artwork. He paints it. He can paint. In this case, he took a pre-existing Abbott and Costello poster and used it for this. But he can start from scratch and create. It would be within his powers to do, more or less, to do this from scratch if he had to. He can do it. Two Gothic Victorian characters, very dark, brooding. One good, one evil, but both sort of chaotic. They might start fighting. I don't know. Gotta keep them separated. Well, you won't find anything like these in a store, that's for sure. I mean, this is beyond Hot Toys quality. This is one of a kind works of art that are beyond anything you can buy from Hot Toys or whatever. What are the big collector companies now? I mean, I can't keep them straight. But Matt will take like a $300 or $400 collector's toy or statue or display piece, and he's never satisfied with how they come from the factory. He always has to customize it and repaint it or swap the heads or redo the costumes, and then he makes it look like it should have looked in the first place. He has a good sense for that. And even those really high-end figures, and this is one of the reasons I don't buy them. They're too expensive, but also they're not as good as you would think they are. You pay all that money, and you don't get this level of quality. You pay all that money, and they're not quite there. And so Matt will take a a very high-end figure, and he'll customize it, and he'll bring it the rest of the way and make it look like it really should have looked from the factory. And I've seen him do, he's shown me step by step how he customizes some very high-end pieces and just takes them all the way across the finish line and makes them fully realized and what they really should have been in the first place. Okay, well, I better wrap this up. All right, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know. It seems like thank you just doesn't seem quite, seems inadequate. But Matt, thank you. Thank you very much for all the toys, your creations, and all of your time and your talent, and the vintage things that you gave me. Thank you for all of it. As I said, I don't get gifts very often, so I very much appreciate it. It's nice to have that feeling of opening a gift. I think a lot of people perhaps take that for granted. I don't get to experience that very often. So it's nice to have that experience and to share it with everyone here. And I will treasure these and all the things that you gave me, and I will use the cufflinks. Well, this is something. And as he said in his note, I didn't think I read, but these are multiple Christmases and birthdays, he said, that had gone without a gift. So this is like catching up with all that. Well, that's impressive. And I'm glad I was able to share with all of you Matt's talent and his generosity. And I hope that you'll get to see more of that in the future, in a future episode. Hopefully I'll have an opportunity to visit him in Chicago. And I know he wants to do this. He wants to do an episode at his house. I think he's anxious to do that. So I hope we can make that happen. Well, he's a good friend and a good man. I'm going to wrap this up now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, the Basement of Horror will return.